Hey.
Hey, hello. This is Catching Fire with Riff, and today we have Christina Chenault here for a couple minutes to talk about what's going on at the Vine this coming up weekend, and then over to my left over there for the full episode we have Lance Rogers in the house.
To be here.
How you doing today,
Great.
Christina? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, so we're going to start the episode the same way we typically do, and that's talk about what we did this past weekend. So, Lance, your past gigs, where was it at? What'd you do?
I played the Slancha Pub in Georgetown, Kentucky. Had nice little show there. Pretty good show. And before that, I played out in Colorado on my honeymoon.
Yeah, and so you've recently.
You did a gig on your honeymoon?
I did.
I'm sorry.
Help pay for it. So
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. I mean, that's what I would want to do.
yeah, I got a buddy out there. I said, man, I got my honeymoon out there. I said, can you hook me up with at least one gig? He's like, yeah, I can do that. So made it happen.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, you travel around and get some gigs out of town every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've played out quite a bit. I mean, I play out of state more often than I do in state anymore.
Yeah. We don't road trip very much, so maybe someday. Anyway, what did we do this past weekend, Adam?
Two-fisted willies.
Yeah, we did play two-fisted willies, and the UK women's basketball team and
Men's basketball team.
men's
too,
basketball team, half the men's basketball team and the women's basketball team was there.
Right?
And I have to say, I came out of the restroom in between one of our breaks, and it was like, "Hey, ladies," because I mean, they were much taller than I thought that they were going to be. So I would say some of those girls were
Yeah,
six,
tall.
6'8", 6'10", I
Wow.
would say. I
I
mean,
didn't
they
even
were-
really realize it when we were on stage because the stage is up so high.
Yeah,
I
except for
just
you.
thought these other girls were like really short, right? Because
Yeah.
I seen this whole group of girls. I'm like, man, them girls are all. Why are they all? But no, they were regular height people, is what it was. And the women's basketball team were just super tall.
Yeah, we were pretty much eye level with some of them on stage, and that's probably a 3.5 foot stage off the ground there. So
Yeah.
that
Never
was.
happened before.
No, I mean there have been some tall people come, but not in
That many at the same time.
that density, So, but that was neat. They had a good time. I think we had a good time because they had a good time. That's typically how that goes. And then we got rained out on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and so did everybody in Richmond. So unfortunately, we had. I've seen everywhere from like 4 inches to 12 inches of rain in a 24-hour period, and it kind of depends on what part of the city you were in, because I know I'm about 15 to 20 minutes north of Richmond, and we probably got like 2 inches of rain here. But then the bypass in front of Man was flooded, and I've never seen that much water in, like, besides on Water Street back in the day,
Yeah.
downtown Richmond, which somebody took a picture of that and like, Water Street's clear.
Yeah,
It just
amazing.
But there was another picture of like the parking lot to the back, like behind where Players Club, I forget what it's called now, but Apollo Pizza, that parking lot in between there and where Courier's was completely flooded, where they set up for hops and vines.
Yeah.
Like where that semi-trailer or that stage they put in there, if that would have been there, the stage would have been
I'm
underwater.
pretty sure
Mhm.
that's where that couple died.
It's not far from there. Yeah.
University Drive.
Yeah.
Just down.
It's like literally the next street.
Yeah.
over,
Other
I
side
think.
of the old Colonel's Corner.
I did not know that. So, yeah, so I think that there were 3 fatalities in Richmond, the last I heard, which is horrible. And a lot of the places that got water, it happened so fast. Like if you were just at home, like you don't know the water's coming like that, and you can get trapped pretty quick. People don't realize how much water weighs, and like if you're going through overpasses or anything that gets flooded out, you can't see what the road looks like, so it's very easy for part of the pavement to be gone or something, and you get trapped in moving water and then swiftly get carried away. So don't ever try to ford floodwater. So anyway, Lance, when's your next show?
The next show, what is my next show? I do have, while you're talking about that, I was thinking about a show coming up on July 25th at the Burl. We're doing an outside show. It is a fundraiser for all the disasters and floods that we've been having.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Flood with Love. It was going to be originally at Gatton Park, and they changed it from Gatton Park to an outdoor Burl show. So that's going to be headlined by Hunter Flynn.
Nice.
Nice.
We're doing that show. Black Mountain Studios is putting that on.
Yeah.
So
All right.
July
Awesome.
25th, everybody wants to come out. They are there are some things online that they have put out in the past couple of days just about how people can donate or provide
Would that
assistance.
be on the Burl's social media?
They may have shared it, but it's if you look up Black Mountain
Studio
Management
or Black Mountain
not
Management?
I'm sorry, Black Mountain Studios. You're correct. It's like it's confusing. They're not related at all either.
And it's called Flood with Love.
Flood with Love. Yeah.
Hey, Renee, if you're watching and could find a link to that and put it in the chat, that would be amazing. All right. So we have this Friday, we're playing at the Vine. And that might be why Christina's here with us this evening. And so we're going to let her talk about why the Vine is there, kind of what they were thinking about to invest into Richmond, Kentucky, and into arts, because everywhere you look, people are not throwing money at arts. And the more people talk about being on the road, and people that have had long careers of being able to go out on the road and make a living and stuff, are coming off the road and not doing it. And so it's a hard time for some in arts, and I think it's the most amazing thing in the world that they've put a venue in our city that can bring in national talent, and then also give the opportunity for local bands like us to open up for some national acts and get some credentials under our belts, and also learn some stuff, meet some people. And I think it's a great, in general, it's just a great opportunity for all parties involved to get a little bit of culture in their life. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Christina, and she's going to talk to us about it for a second.
Well, thanks for that. Yeah, we are very, very proud of the Vine. If you don't know what that is, it's a 4,000-seated amphitheater right here in Richmond, Kentucky. It came from a very small seed of an idea. Started a couple different ways. The land out in Poozy is very ridgy, and it was built kind of for an amphitheater. We didn't have to dig the land out. We kind of had to build it up a little bit, but it was built perfectly. My dad's in concrete construction, and he had saw someone else pour a amphitheater, the bowl itself, in the concrete, and he was like, in the back of his mind someday, he was like, I could do that. When I started, we're family owned and operated. When I started doing the weddings and events, I love events. I love people. Do that. Did several proms and all kinds of things for the community. And I realized I loved live music. I loved sound check. I love the adrenaline and the atmosphere and putting the whole puzzle together to make a successful event. And love supporting local artists. Lance, I think, has played for me for a long time. I actually played some of my festivals in the past. We had Vibe in the Vines a few years. I think my family and I, we just realized, what it would do for our community. And I kept renting stages and getting bigger. And we tease and say, my dad said, hold my beer, watch this. So now we have, an amphitheater that's bigger than I could have ever dreamed of or imagined. Our architects were out of, it's called Kettle Amp. It's in Montezuma, Montana. And they've been great to work with, and if you look them up, ours looks very similar. I think ours is prettier. The views of the vines and the cows and the whole atmosphere. And what you were saying about the arts and being a musician, of course it's for our customers. We want them to, its whole experience to be outside and experience live music in a whole different way. But also for the artists that get to come through, we've had the opportunity to get to meet, Nell McCoy and Easton Corbin and Pam Tillis and Dina Carter and we're so looking forward to having Phil Vassar this Friday. But we want to make the experience, on the road is tough. People don't think about them and what they go through on the road and in and out of cities. And, they need to get loved on. They want good food and a good experience and taste some good wine. So I turn into the hospitality director. Last weekend we had Big Daddy Weave, and I had 11 men staring at me. I was like, "Where's Megan Wood?" She was their opener. I was like, "I need a girl."
Oh.
But they were so kind and generous. They loved the tour. They loved getting off the bus and getting pictures of a farm and seeing cows and things that they normally don't get to do. So it's a really unique and fun place to be right now.
Yeah. So let me work on that a little bit. Sorry, this was impromptu getting her in here today.
Let me
So
scoot over.
no, you're good. I just have to hit the joystick the correct direction. So official noob production over here. Anyway, so I stopped in, I think last Thursday, and checked it out for the first time, and I met the production manager, I think is what his title is. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's a beautiful venue. I like how you left the barn, the old tobacco barn at the front of it is really neat.
And our show Friday, you get to enter through it.
Yeah.
It's ready now. We didn't get to use it for the ribbon cutting for Big Daddy Weed, but it is finally ready you'll get to enter through it's a 100-year-old barn, and you can't see the amphitheater when you're walking in. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. So if you haven't been there and you're going to it, you drive past the vineyard. So it's the entrance into the Welcome Center's parking lot, and you take the paved road that's that goes behind the vineyard or the Welcome Center, and just follow it back. When you get to the barn, kind of veer right if you don't have VIP tickets. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And there's orange and a blue lot there. Is that correct? So, and they're massive
Somebody
lots.
has paid attention to my maps and my hard work.
Yeah. So there's an orange and a blue lot there. There's plenty of parking in both of them. Which one's the closest one? Is that the orange
So
lot?
for this show, we're still working out the kinks. Everyone's going to start in blue and work our way forward. So
All right.
first come, first serve for this show, unless you're a box holder or a VIP, and you'll be in the closest lot.
Yeah.
We
So
do have handicap parking.
so even the farthest away parking is not very far
No.
of a walk. So it's kind of like parking anywhere downtown and trying to conduct business anywhere downtown in Richmond. I think you'll probably have a shorter walk from the farthest parking spot there to the amphitheater. So anyway, it was beautiful. All the landscaping and everything looked great there. The bathrooms looked really nice. They had some lawyer advertisements up in there.
Yeah, we thought that was when he said he wanted to do that. I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was. I chuckled. And so, anyway, it's a beautiful venue. Very much looking forward to playing that. And who's opening up the show?
So McKinley Anglin.
And you guys were on the Morning Buzz this morning, right?
We were.
Yeah.
She sang one of her new songs she's getting ready to record and try to release hopefully this fall. So she's just new, to this whole business, and she's been playing.
How old is she?
14.
Yeah, all right.
She's been playing my open mic and, getting her performance skills. She's a great performer. To be so young, it comes naturally to her.
Yeah. So I did hear her song, and she's also seemed pretty excited about recording a Christmas track already.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited about a Christmas track. So she's gonna open up the show, and it starts at 6.
Mm-hmm.
All
Gates
right.
open at 4:30.
At 4:30, and there's also so there's like a pit or a general admission. What's that called right in front of the stage?
The floor. There's floor seats, and then there's fixed seats.
And then there's a lawn, right?
And then there's a lawn. The lawn is your GA, so you
Yeah.
can bring a chair and
Yeah.
blanket and hang it on the
So
lawn.
plenty of room there. Everything looks great. There's going to be a couple food trucks there.
Yeah, we're gonna have fully loaded. I call it Bert's Big Cheesy, but it has a different name. That's my nickname for it. What is it? Do you know?
I have
can't
no
think of
idea.
it. Everyone knows Bert's Big Cheesy. That's what I call it.
Well, it'll be
fully loaded. Chick-fil-A's coming. Kona Ice. And all of them sold out at our last show. So if you're hungry, they said they're doubling up on what they're bringing. So you can't go wrong with any of them.
all right.
We'll have we'll have beer, wine, and our slushies. It's going to be hot. So we're going to have some wine slushies that'll cool everybody down.
All right, and you had said something about free tickets or some tickets giveaway or
So
something.
I have been on a run today. I was in Irvin on the buzz at 7:45 this morning. Give away some tickets. We were on WKYT about one that show will air on Thursday, and then here tonight. So I would love to, if you're listening and you're out there, use promo code CV Radio, and you can snag some free tickets right now.
CV Radio.
So if you go to thevineky.com, go to purchase tickets, and when you go to checkout, put CV Radio, and you will get free tickets.
Thevineky.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting this in the chat real quick.
Oh, you're fine. Yep. We will, if you are listening, snag those tickets and come hang out with us Friday.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna move over and start our interview with Lance. This was impromptu. I think I sent you a text message at 6 o'clock or 5:30 or something. So thank you for coming out and joining us.
Well, I was on a run today. I was like, why not just finish out the day strong? So I appreciate the invite.
And also, she was talking about coming because we're doing the buzz. Me and Adam are going to go out to the buzz in the morning, and I think we got to start at we got to get out there at 6:45 or something.
Crazy.
We're going to be there at
Early.
1 p.m. Every time he's like, I think 7:45 is good. I think that we have to be there and ready to go at 7.
Yeah, she invited me back in the morning. I don't know if I'm going to go for
Well,
round 2.
yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I invited you here. I figured I'd give you an out.
They were really a lot of fun. If I'm up, I may head back up there, but I'm supposed to do another show in Stanford tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, the media blitz tour is on for you. It sounds like, but thank you very much for stopping by here, and we will see you Friday.
Yeah, we'll see you for sound check.
All right.
All right. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
You all have a good night.
You as well.
See you.
See you later. Take it easy, bub.
Are you guys playing a song on the radio that early?
Yeah.
Most likely.
We do.
It's gonna be it's the strangest thing singing that early in the morning.
So that's all him. We will properly caffeinate on the way over there or before we head over there.
They got some pretty good coffee there.
The buzz, they better.
Yeah, morning buzz coffee.
Let's see. Last time I think we played like 5 songs. There,
3 or 4.
every time there's a pause, they're like, well, you want to play another song? And Adam's like, yeah. And then he'll be like, we're going to play this one, and you haven't ever played it before.
Yeah,
but let's go.
He didn't know any of them. I'm like, it's like this. All right, let's play it.
Good time to learn live on the radio.
Yeah. That's how I introduced most of my songs that we play.
Yeah. They're like, guys, we're doing this one. And I'm like, all right, well, let's
Just go do it on the radio show, you know?
do it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Well,
Yeah, they got a good thing going on down there, man. In Irvin, there's a couple radio stations down there, and they do a lot of singer-songwriter type things and do promotions and for shows. It's special being able to go down there and just talk about what you're doing and get your music out.
Yeah, there's a whole scene of music in Irvin, grassroots, a lot of singer-songwriter stuff, but there's full bands coming out of there. I like it. Like, it has a good vibe, and all the people are really down to earth, and I haven't really found anybody with an ego or that doesn't want to say hi to you, so I always appreciate that. So Lance, for people that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Lance Rogers. I was born and raised in Berea, Kentucky. Both my parents are from Ohio, but I got mom's side of the family's from Eastern Kentucky, down in Bell County. And I'm telling you this background because that's who I am. It's, I got a lot of music on my mom's side of the family from down in Eastern Kentucky, and it kind of bled over later on in my life. And so that's what I do. I'm a singer-songwriter. I also, I do heating and air refrigeration. I got my own business called Frontier Refrigeration, where I focus more on the refrigeration side these days, just because I'm a one-man show. When you do HVAC, you need help on a lot of stuff. So I do that. I just got married.
Congratulations.
Just got married about a month ago.
His wife is right off camera keeping him in line over here.
Yeah, Wendy is. We we met at one of my shows. I'd always seen her and her sister. They'd come to some of my shows, but I was always in a relationship and never really had a chance to talk to her at all. And then one day it all worked out. We had a conversation. I asked her to dance, and she said yes. And then I asked her for a date. She said yes. And then I asked her to marry me eventually, and she said yes. So
Nice.
Well, that's sounds like a pretty
3 for
natural
3 right there.
Yeah. So when did you start playing guitar or music?
Well,
not just guitar.
I always had a guitar around the house, but I never learned how to play it until I was in my 30s. I was working for a company that I was doing electrical work, and got laid off my job. This is back in like 08. And ended up selling that guitar that was always around the house because it was worth a lot of money. And I got behind on some house payments, and I sold that guitar to make up some house payments. And we still lost the house. And so I lost the guitar, lost the house. I'm like, I'm going to be a damn country singer one day if this continues. And later on down the road, I had another job I got laid off from. And that was the moment I was like, I'm going to start my own business. So I had about 2 or 3 months where the phone wasn't ringing, and I was trying to hold everything together. And I was like, I'm going to buy another guitar. I'm going to buy a guitar. So I went out and bought a guitar, and I taught myself how to play it. I started learning like some Chris Knight songs and Robert Earl Keen. I was just starting to listen to him. And then just some, I put some stuff on social media and got some good feedback and decided, well, if you like the way I sing somebody else's songs, let me try to write my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started writing my stuff back when I was about 38, 39 years old is when I started.
And that's worked out decently well for you?
Yeah, I mean,
appears?
I can't complain, honestly. I mean, I try to, but when
So
not
to age you, but how long have you been doing it?
going on 10 years now.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'd like to be farther than I am. I'd like for more people to know my stuff, but
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, I was thinking about this the other day.
Consistency,
Anytime we can go out and play music for people and get paid for it, that's a miracle right there.
Absolutely.
And
Well, I think that anytime you can go play music and enjoy yourself, it's a miracle.
yeah.
Yeah, and have
Like,
people enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, you get any kind of positive feedback at all, or you just enjoy the communication of it yourself, which is why I do it. I mean, I do it because I enjoy doing it. So
I think I started writing songs as kind of a therapy too, because I'd gone through some things in my life that I didn't know that writing helped me to deal with it. And so writing my own stuff, I got a lot of sad songs, but I don't know, something about listening to old sad country music makes you happy. And so I was like, man, so I started writing some stuff, and those were my first songs, were kind of like out of that therapy that I needed. I didn't know I needed it. And some of my songs my style has changed a little bit since I first started. And now I write some happier, more upbeat stuff, but it's still kind of therapeutic to write and sing.
yeah, for sure. So how long had you been doing it? So you hosted a series of songwriter showcase type deals at BBH there back in, I think I saw 2022 or something like that. So I guess that was about 6 years into it for you, right? Roughly.
Around there.
Did you enjoy doing that?
It was great. Yeah, Rayla and I, the owner of BBH, she and her husband, and we go way back to when she just started out with BBH at the other location. It was a really small little
Behind Bernie's.
Bernie's.
little shotgun style bar. I even knew her before that when she was doing, I guess she was bartender or waitress at B-Dubs. And my dad and I actually did the electrical in that building. And so I, got a connection to that building. Then, going over and visiting her at the old location, we became friends. And then even when that building became available, that another friend ended up purchasing eventually, she went to go check it out. She brought me with her, and she's like, check this out with me, make sure it's cool. and that place was the current location was packed full of stuff.
Yeah.
And to see the vision that she saw and the way she could described it, and the way it came out was perfect. But we got to talking about a way to get more people in there, like on kind of during the week. And there was an open mic, and then I was talking about, I was producing a show at the time that ended up not coming out, but it was a show it was an interview show for musicians, and we were filming it at different locations, like in distilleries and bars and all that. And we shot the pilot, and I showed it to her, and she's like, "Man, that's great. Maybe we could do something like that here." And we never got the video part of it, but having that conversation got the ball rolling on having the BB8 spotlight and associating it with the open mic, so that when people would get up there and do a good job at the open mic, they would actually get a paid gig at the BB8 spotlight, which it was a well-paying little thing. I mean, for getting up and playing 35, 40 minutes, they make $100.
Yeah.
And that was for a lot of people, that was their first paid gig too.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of people that were up and comers coming through there. Like
Yeah.
I brought up Hunter Flynn already. Like he was getting his feet wet there and got on the show.
I saw the list that you had shared from that series, and it was pretty substantial. Like a lot of people got a chance to go play there, which is awesome. So kudos to you for getting involved in that and doing that. Have you done anything else like that since then, or is not as organized? But I know that you go around and support other songwriter type events and stuff. Because I've had other people that we've talked to and stuff bring you up. So you just in general try to be supportive and
Yeah, that's part of what I do, man. And I've received a lot of good support through the years, and I try to reciprocate that as much as I can. That's really where it's at, man. And that's how I get a lot of young artists reach out and say, "Man, I'm trying to get more shows," and I'm like, "Well, you got to support people first. Go around, go to every person you look up to, go to their show, stay late, talk to them, and they will hook you up with something. They will say, "Man, you want to open a show for me or whatever," and that's how you start. But I had a lot of those opportunities early on, and that's what I try to do too with people.
Yeah.
The Spotlight series was one of those things that, we tried to bring it back, but the way that everything kind of shifted, and even in Richmond, man, like the college crowd started taking over.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not as willing to listen to a singer-songwriter as opposed to like, they want to hear like the good time cover band and stuff they can sing along to and get drunk to. But
Yeah, exactly.
we were trying to switch that a little bit, but you never know, man. I think it's like a pendulum swinging back and forth. Every once in a while, people are ready for something
You just
new.
got to catch people on the right night.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's all it is. Like, it's amazing how music works like that. But we play places like Two Fisted Willie's is one of those places that it is like trying to herd gnats, trying to get people to stay and pay attention to stuff. Like you can play every type of music in the world, and like it's just like
And they're still going to be requesting, Crazy Bitch.
Sexy Red.
Yeah. They're like with the phones, no matter what you're playing. Obviously, it's not what they want to hear.
Yeah. So it's
That's where it's like you kind of at some point you're like, man, I'm just gonna play what I want to play, and there'll be some people that like it and some people that don't.
Yeah. Adam always has this thing where he's like, we don't, somebody requested Bohemian Rhapsody the other night. And I'm like, look, Adam's, a baritone at heart that can do some tenor stuff. Like he is not, Freddie Mercury. And so like, I didn't say it quite like that, but I mean, that's the truth of it. I'm like, and we don't know the song, and we don't know the song because it's not how Adam sounds at all. Like, have you heard him sing at all?
Yeah.
And so I was telling this person this, and they were just kind of looking at me, and then they said, you should play Bohemian Rhapsody at the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
And
I was like, well,
and-
we don't know Bohemian Rhapsody, but this next song is dedicated to Bohemian Rhapsody.
So
yeah.
That's a tough song for anybody to sing it.
Yeah.
Even like a karaoke situation or
If
something like
one,
that.
yeah, even if one person could sing it, it's just going to be one of like 7 different vocal lines going on at the same
Right,
time.
and the
Right?
instrumentation, like we have no piano. There's nothing up like people like we should have just turned on Bohemian Rhapsody during a
Yeah.
break.
That's when you say, "Hey, man, that song is $1,000.
Yeah.
If you got that, we will."
And we've been doing that with Freebird,
Yeah.
and like we were on a stretch there that people were paying.
Yeah, they paid for the free bird.
They've been paying
got
for it, and I'm like, you pay us for it, $100, and we will burn it down.
Yeah,
Like, we'll do it.
yeah.
And
I got a buddy up in Milwaukee that he wrote his own song called "Freebird," and so anybody that yelled it out, he's like, "All right, you know my song," and he'd start in on his own.
they're like,
Nice.
oh,
Yeah, that ain't no free bird.
yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
It's about a chicken too. It was like it's a ridiculous song, but it's fun.
That's great. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can't be anything close to the Skinnerd version, or else you might have problems. Anyway, so you also have your own podcast that is called.
It's called Falling Forward, FOR''D, because I film it inside of my pickup truck. It's a '75 Ford F-250 Highboy, and I don't have all the gear. I just have my phone, so I just put it up on the dashboard, hit record, and we talk about whatever. But the premise of the show is falling forward. You've heard that expression before. It's like we all kind of hit a point in our lives where we kind of feel like we're not doing anything. We're maybe at a low point, and that's usually when we look around and we learn the most about ourselves. And that's what a lot of the interviews focus about, that, around that kind of subject. But we go all over the place. And then I got a buddy out in the UK that has a podcast called The Rugged Revival. And whenever I have an artist out there, I'll shoot a song video, and I send that video to them. And on the Rugged Revival, they promote the song video. So we kind of trying to get more awareness to our podcast that way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of, I thought about doing a podcast for a long time. I've been talking about it for a couple years here. And one night I just, I'd done something and I set up a mic and I did the first one. And it was just kind of like, I had an electric guitar and I played for like 5 minutes just to see how it went. And some people tuned into it. So the next week I was like, Adam, you're coming and we're doing this. And we're just like, if
Here we
nobody,
are,
if nobody,
15 weeks later.
16,
16
if nobody
weeks
wants to come on, then we'll just talk about whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
And then, but it's good for networking. And I think that a lot of people locally, it's something that's real, and we get to introduce ourselves to new people or people that we don't really know well. Like I've known you for a long time, but I haven't really known you for a long time. So it's nice to not just pass by people at a show or something and actually know them. So it kind of gives us the opportunity to do that. And then, like, we've been working on original music as well. So one of the selfish reasons to do this is get around other musicians that we can start putting together original shows with, and kind of produce them ourselves and find venues to do it and just go do it. And so that's some of our goals in doing this as well, and giving other artists a voice and hopefully some amount of promotion for what they're doing. It's rough out there sometimes.
Yeah, putting people in front of ears and eyes that may not normally get to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of assume that people know who you are and things like that, but we are, like you said, man, we're kind of saturated right now with singer-songwriters in this area. And unless you are out there actively promoting yourself, like, you kind of get put to the side a little bit. And
Yeah.
I've felt that. I've gotten a little bit lazy when it comes to promotion lately, because I'm like, well, sometimes I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall because I'm trying to get stuff out there all the time. But I don't know. Sometimes there's a magic formula that you don't know. It's a lot of times right place, right time. But like you said, man, you get in a podcast, and who knows who all is out there right now watching or will watch this in the future. that says, "Man, I don't know who that guy is, but let me check his music out. I'll
Right.
look
Yeah.
it up on Spotify."
Right.
So that does make a difference, man. And I don't know. It's kind of, we live in a time where it's like content is king, and where if you're not putting content out, whether it's just some goofy video or
It doesn't even matter what it is, as long as it's just your content.
yeah,
You know?
and
It's just nonstop branding. Like it's exhausting. The content rat race. And like it's what we do is not even like full time or anything. It's just like when you have a little bit of time, or I have a little bit of time to sit down. But it does take time, because every time we go play, I gotta set up cameras, or I gotta get somebody to film, and I gotta get the stuff off of their phone and find my phone and like arrange everything. And you always have to have the next tidbit. Like you can't just, you got like a 6 or 8 week cycle on a new song or something maybe, and that is if you just keep creating reels of the same thing over and over and over. So, but I mean that works because I don't. Do you know the band Finding Kells, the female singer?
I don't.
Kells, Kels. Anyway, she has this. I forget what the name of the song is, but I found her, like, her reel just popped up, and it's just like the same hook from the same song, 5,000 different reels, and they keep popping up because I'll watch them because I like the hook of the thing, and so that's kind of like what Prof does too.
That's what they all do.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just exhausting to try to have that much content all the time. Like it's a full-time job shooting the video.
Yeah.
And even if you have, once the track's done, it's a full-time job just getting new bits of video.
You just gotta
together all the
basically be
time.
ready to shoot the chorus of your song everywhere you are at all times.
One of my buddies that is like the best at social media that I've seen is Kevin Thomas, if you know him. But he's got a lot of original stuff that he's written. But I mean, every day he's doing a video, whether it's him with a guitar singing the song or just lip syncing it, whatever, you know. But it's doing well for him. He's gotten with a lot of good people because of that.
Yeah, that's exactly what these other artists are doing. And like a lot of people, like Tyler Lansdale, you know, or Taylor, yeah, we had him on a few weeks ago, and he was talking about that. Like he said that he put some stuff on social media like you were talking about, but he wasn't afraid of putting partially written songs up and then working through a song live, not live, but uploading different parts as it progresses. And I guess like doing singer-songwriter stuff, I think that's pretty awesome to do it like that, because that's kind of like what the most well-known person I think that most people would know that does that kind of stuff in the past was Zach Bryan. Kind of would have some bit of a song, and then it came out, and then it's, you know, he's doing it in a arena.
Yeah. and a lot of the attention span of people is minimal. If you look at the numbers of, if you have a reel or whatever, and you look at the numbers and see when they click on it and when they're done, it's like 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Right.
If you've got their attention. Most time people just scroll on past, but at least they're seeing your face. At least they're seeing your name. And at some point, if a certain song does take off, you've already planted those seeds, and they're like, yeah, I want to check that guy out now.
Yeah. So, and it's hard to, catch the vibe of like what we sound like live is what we sound like, and it's hard to capture that in a reel and get that experience in front of people. And I'm sure it's the same thing with everything. For like I mountain bike, and trying to capture mountain biking with a GoPro makes it look like it's the lamest thing in the world. And then you'll be out there like on the edge of a mountain, cliff, like the craziest thing in the world, and everything looks so flat and dumb on video. So kind of crazy. I'm gonna shout out some people. We have some comments. So Sarah Bernard is in the chat. She says, "I really dig the concept behind your podcast, Lance. That's super cool." My wife says the same. let's see, Renee did drop the link in that, for the love
Oh, Flood with Love.
flood with love.
Yep.
Renee did put that link in. Christy Mason's on here. A lot of people. I can't get to quite everybody, but thank everybody for joining us this evening, and we're gonna get back to Lance and talk about some more stuff. I was just shouting out some people real quick.
Yeah, on the podcast, man. One thing I forgot about was the cigar review part of it. We smoke a lot of cigars in the truck. Not everybody smokes cigars, so I leave that as an option. But if they like to smoke a cigar, we usually talk about the brand, talk about what kind of cut what it is, and but it's kind of just another iron in the fire that I was using for the podcast, so that if somebody's a cigar smoker, maybe that's what draws them in to watch the whole show and then learn about an artist.
I think it just takes, like, somebody that listens to podcasts will listen to podcasts. Like, I think my wife isn't really a big podcast listener, but me, I kind of am with podcasts like I am with music. Like, if I listen to an album or a song a few times, I generally start to like it. Like, a lot of things that I listen to the first time I don't like, just inherently. But if I make myself put on an album and listen to it 3 or 4 times while I'm out mowing or doing something, I tend to start really enjoying it. And podcasts, when I discovered them and started listening to them, I don't really care what a podcast is even about. Like, I find a little bit of comfort in the conversation typically of podcasts, and typically I always find something interesting in something. But I can also watch videos on YouTube of people not talking and just building a log cabin for an hour.
I do that too.
And just because
I watch more YouTube than anything. Like, I'll lose track of what's going on in the world for a month sometimes, like, because I'm watching YouTube nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even watch regular TV. I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything. And I don't even really watch YouTube. I listen to YouTube. So, like, whatever it is I'm interested in or working on or doing or whatever, like, it'll overtake the feed. And then I just keep earbuds in, keep my phone in my pocket, and go about business. And where I work solo a lot, still, I consume a lot of audio. Books on tape or podcast or whatever. I gotta say, I've been listening to Marcus King lately, and
Fire.
it is, I think, my favorite artist, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
He's hooked.
yeah, I mean, have you listened to him at all?
Yeah, he's an old soul, man.
Yeah, I mean, his guitar playing, his vocals, like his band, like the band that he's in right now, is phenomenal. I love B3, just absolutely love it. And they jam, but it's tasteful. Like, they're not jamming for 45 minutes on a song, and they're willing to go out, like, and play dual guitar, like, lick trade-off, and not be scripted. So, like, there's bad notes all over the place, or, like, they'll work into, it's kind of like, you ever been to a drum circle?
I've seen him. I've never.
All right, so, like, you go to a drum circle, and, like, you can have 100 people with drums, and, like, it's like these little pockets all over the place, and there's different rhythms, and just, it's like the Tower of Babel, like, musically. Like, there is just no coherent thought behind anything, and then it just locks in, and the entire drum circle comes together, and there's, like, polyrhythms and, like, all kinds of stuff going on, and it is, like, the deepest thing that you'll ever hear rhythmically, and then it just kind of breaks up and goes away, and you're just like, that was the coolest thing I've ever heard, and there's no way that exact deal would ever be recreated. And so that's kind of like what I like about them when they're playing live, is they go for it, and they're not worried about messing up, and it makes them better in general because of how they're playing together. So all that, they got all that going, and then this video dropped the other day, and Marcus King's playing drums and singing,
Mm-hmm.
like just laid back, chilling. Two other guitar, well, his guitar player and another guitar player, and he's singing like dead on pitch, like his pocket's awesome and stuff. And I just sent this video out to a bunch of friends, and I'm like, I'm glad he's ugly, you know. So, is it just wouldn't be fair at all if he was any more talented than what he is. But, and we talk about that. Me and Adam have talked about that. And I think the benefit of just being out and being able to play from a young age and be around all those musicians and be able to absorb, and he obviously has to work at it. Like he has put in a ton of work to get to where he's at. It's not just, he's naturally gifted, but he still had to put in a tremendous amount of work. So anyway, that's my promo on Marcus King. I've really enjoyed him lately.
I haven't seen him live. I'd like to see him live.
We were talking about that on the way home from the gig, and I'm like, we need to go watch him play. Neither one of us really, I took a lot of time off of music, and then an even longer time going out and watching any music, you know. So I have started going out and watching local people play, but I have also gone out and I took my youngest two sons and our drummer we went up and saw Satch Vi, like guitar virtuosos, you know, up in Riverbend, which I'm not like a super shreddy dude or anything. But Kenny Arnoff was playing drums, and just like the amount of joy that those guys had on stage, and they're like in their 70s and out there just getting it, and all smiling and like the best vibes and stuff. And so it was definitely a good experience. But my wife's birthday was last weekend, and we ran down on Father's Day. We left and went down to a blues club in Nashville for the evening and listened to blues for like 4 hours. And there was a B3 player that dropped in, and there was a sax player that was phenomenal. I'm like sending all these videos of the sax player, and I really enjoyed it. And I don't know why I stopped going out for the longest time. I just had. But anyway, we were talking, and we're like, we really need to go out and see some of these acts. Like Eric Gales, is that the other one?
Mm-hmm. Guitar player?
Yeah, the guitar
Beast.
player. Yeah. Like phenomenal. He was like just ridiculously good. And with ticket prices, like if they're not in an arena, you can go see some people pretty affordably.
Yeah.
So
Have you guys been into TD's up in Lexington?
I know TD.
He has his own club.
it's like a fish fry or something.
Mondays, they only open on Monday, right?
It's Monday nights only.
Mhm.
It costs you $10 to get in there. And they have a little bar in the back, cash bar, and if you don't get there fairly early, you won't get a seat. Like it fills up.
Yeah.
But he always asks, is there any musicians in the audience that want to get up and play? They can get up there and play a song, and you can have his whole band. Sometimes he'll be up there with you, but it's incredible.
So we have a friend that comes out, a guy that goes out and like live streams bands' performances. His name's John Grimes, and he'll just stand there and live stream your entire set, and for whoever wants to watch it or whatever. And so he's gone to TDs and live streamed it, and I've watched it. I think last week they had 2 sax players in there and stuff. So I should
It's always a good time down there.
should definitely get up there and watch that in person as well. So, but yeah, we are going to go watch Marcus King here at the end of July on a Wednesday night, and Red Eye it back here the next day. So, but
There you go.
I'm looking forward to it very much. Is there anybody you would like to go see that you haven't?
Oh, I was thinking we brought Marcus King. I love the Red Clay Strays. I think they're kind of in the same, place in the fact that we're watching legends being created right now, and I think that that band and Marcus King are kind of on the same level as far as like their trajectory. Red Clay Strays put on a great show. We went and saw them. I guess it was up in Cincinnati last time we saw them, but always looking forward to seeing them again
Yeah.
and knowing their story too, man. They used to play in Lexington to 25 people,
Yeah.
and they played a show at Renfro Valley one time. Hardly anybody showed up, but now look at them.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's kind of, they give a little seeds of hope.
Marcus
with
King
their
was at
story.
Renfro Valley. I wish I'd have made that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really listening to him then. I
Right.
just recognized, I'd seen not watched clips, but just scrolled by them,
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm
didn't.
like, man.
I didn't really
Yeah.
pay attention to him for the longest time either, and I don't even know what really just made me start listening to him more. But probably because he just has vibes. And then he got sober too, I think, and so I started seeing him pop up on podcasts talking about that and the struggle with that and stuff. So probably humanized him a little bit to me,
Yeah.
and then allowed me to. Well, it didn't allow me. It just kind of sparked my interest to go check that out. And then and it's kind of crazy with the soul background that he has, R&B and soul. Like you listen to his early stuff, and it's not really country or rock or anything. Like it's all a lot of soul. So obviously he has vibes for days. So
I was watching this documentary. It was about this vintage guitar store that was, I guess, out in L.A. I believe it was L.A. But they were talking Norms.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see that?
Oh,
Where
yeah,
they were talking about Marcus King coming in there as a kid.
hmm
A young man just like sitting there playing. They were like, "Hey, he got something here," and I think they put him on one of their shows, and that was the thing that kind of like sparked.
So his dad is still plays out. His name is Melvin King, and like is phenomenally talented as well. And so I think you can find some videos of Marcus playing with his dad, kind of like Billy Strings played with his stepdad. Have you seen any of those?
Yeah.
Like where he had him on tour there for a little bit, and just him and his dad, a stepdad out on stage. So I think all that is the part about music that I really appreciate, and the other side with everything going on in the world and everybody sounding the same and everything. It's nice to see people just go play music and not worry about tracks and not worry about being perfect all the time and auto-tune and all that stuff. That's probably what I enjoy about it all.
And I think the more people lean into their own voice, figuring out what their sound is, and instead of trying to match everybody else and whatever like there for a while, everybody's trying to sound like Tyler Childers or sound like Chris Stapleton, matching their vocals. It's like you can kind of do it yourself a disservice if you don't lean into your own sound.
Yeah.
And so I tell a lot of young people about that too. It's like, man, just avoid that tendency to try to copy somebody else. Like, do your thing, because you're the only one that can do you. And
Yeah.
it's really a superpower when you think about it. Just the individuality, and that's what
Right.
stands out to people.
Yeah, like allow yourself to have comfort in what you enjoy. I think is something that, for me as a guitar player, I'm a guitar player more than I am a singer, for sure. And I like dissonance. Like I like weird stuff on guitar, and I haven't ever like really chased down one artist and like learned how to do all the Hendrix stuff or how to do all of this person or this other person's. I've mimicked a lot of people enough to, play some of their songs or whatever live or whatever. But in general, like I always go back to the same kind of ideas when I'm sitting down writing. Until I kind of get it out in a song form, and then I like find another riff or another idea and kind of work through that concept of it. And they can be completely different, and it's fine, But I think that I really have to enjoy like those licks, the melodies that I'm coming up with, for me to really get behind it and kind of feel like it has a purpose to it a little bit. And so there's no right or wrong when you're writing music. Like if you enjoy how it sounds, then do it. If you find joy in it. At least that's my take on it. So, what do you got, Adam?
You say you've been traveling a lot playing?
Yeah,
More out of town than in town,
yeah.
possibly. I was
Past
just looking
couple
at
years
these,
for sure.
Just looking at this long list of questions. And what is wildest story on the road, out of town
My
gig.
wildest story
Yeah.
on the road.
Crazy, something crazy.
Oh man, I played a show out in the Midwest one time, and as we're walking into the gig, I didn't see it, but my friend saw it, and it was a missing persons um, sign. And later on, and I played the gig. We're winding things down, putting our stuff up, and she says, you guys want to sit around and open this bottle?" So we opened up another bottle of whiskey, and we're sitting around drinking some of it, and we pulled the guitars back out. We ended up towards the back of the bar outside, and there was a girl that walked in. She sat down with the bar owner, and she said, she looked at me and she's like, "Play the saddest song that you know." And so I sang one of mine called Echoes. And as soon as I said that I'm going to play the song Echoes, she starts crying. And then the bar owner starts crying. They're both holding hands. And I sing the song, and she said, "There is no way that you would have known this, but my aunt went missing, and her name is Echo."
Mm.
And it's like,
Wow.
I got cold chills all over my body.
Yeah.
And then when we, my friend that saw the poster, she was like, "Yeah, it said it said her name on there, but that I didn't see
You
it."
didn't really see it. You saw
yeah.
a missing poster. And
No, she's
picture.
like, "There's no way that you could have known that." But she was missing for over a year. I don't know what the rest of the story was, but that was a pretty crazy story.
Yeah,
And it stood out as like that was unusual.
that's pretty much pretty wild.
Yeah, that's wilder than any story I have.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
it's hard to top that one.
Do you have any wild gig stories that don't involve you just being wild?
No,
Yeah.
probably not, because I was always the wild one.
Also, a crazy thing about that particular gig was there was a guy that came up and he's like, "Man, you want to hang out in Waylon Jennings tour bus?"
Like, nah.
I said, "What?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I own Waylon Jennings' first tour bus." He's like, "You guys want to check it out?" I was like, "Yes." So the next day we ended up going out. This guy's, I don't know how many thousands of acres this guy had, but he had a big warehouse. And he said, "I just bought this thing sight unseen at an auction." And they claimed it was Waylon Jennings' first tour bus. But he's like, after we ran the serial number and all that, sure enough it was. But it had all these customized pieces in there with the big the W and all that. And I got to hang out in that bus. I did a video, which is on YouTube, of me singing that song Echoes from the night before in Waylon Jennings' tour bus, his first one, which is, yeah, it was in the original condition except for the fact that it had been painted. I guess the original color was just jet black, and it was somebody in the 80s had painted it like a teal green kind of color.
The 80s teal green.
Yeah. Should have left it black.
We're going to have to hit this rapid fire right here before we run out of time. I'm going to hit you with about 10 questions real
All
quick.
right.
Favorite venue to play?
Burl.
Or favorite songwriter?
Chris Christopherson.
Good answer. Favorite guitarist?
Jimi Hendrix.
All right. Favorite album?
Favorite album, man.
It's hard.
It's a tough one, but Nebraska. The Nebraska album, Bruce Springsteen.
All right. Dream collaboration?
Including myself? Or,
yeah, you. And,
okay.
Or two other people that have never collaborated.
I think a dream collaboration would be me and my cousin Charlie Starr,
Yeah.
Blackberry Smoke.
Okay.
But I got to open a show for them one time, and we didn't get the chance to actually talk. We've communicated on our phone, but never got a chance to sit down and talk with them. But I think I'd like to write a song with them.
Absolutely. Coffee or bourbon?
Coffee.
Mountains or beach?
Man, that's a tough one too. I say beach, 'cause I'm addicted to sailboats now. Apparently,
Acoustic or electric?
acoustic.
Describe your music in one word.
Real.
How do you want audiences to leave your shows?
Want more.
All right. This concludes the rapid fire round of episode 16.
Pretty good. So we have some stuff going on in the comments here. We have some people saying, "Oh, I have chills now too." And then my wife says, "But wait, you met me when gigging," and I did meet my wife when I was gigging. And then I have some people say that had to be a crazy story. And then some other people said, "Oh, tell it." And so I'm going to cut a promo right now
right.
on this. And my wife making out with the lead guitar player
Oh no.
or the other guitar player in my band.
Oh, the ride?
Oh yeah,
I
were you
booked
there that
that gig.
night?
I booked y'all.
Oh yeah. So anyway, that's when my wife met me, and that was a roundabout way of trying to get me, I guess, was to make me jealous. But that's the story of my wife making out with the other guitar player in the band. So
It worked, I guess.
yeah, it did. Adam's like, "Yeah, I booked you." Let's see. Anyway, that story wasn't that long or crazy, but
It was really a lot shorter than I was expecting.
yeah,
It was probably
well,
the shortest story you've ever told.
right, yeah, for sure.
Cut
My
it
wife
out.
just called herself a dirty butt,
All right.
but we've been married for several years now, like 20. I think this will be 24 in December. So, a couple of them.
Yeah.
I went mountain biking last week. One day, my shoulder's been messed up, so I haven't been mountain biking very much. And we got rained on when we were mountain biking, so we kind of ended the day early. And I hadn't talked to the guys in a while that I go mountain biking with, so we're kind of hanging out in the parking lot and just talking about kids and just growing up, old man bitching about stuff, about life and stuff. And at some point, one of them was talking about their wife or this, that, and the other, and I'm like, well, and I said something, and they're like, we should probably listen to you because you've been married longer than any of us in any of our marriages put together. And I'm like, yeah, my wife has always told me that I'm not allowed to give relationship advice because I'm not very good at it. So I don't know how much I would listen to my take on stuff, but
My dad always said that he said you find the right one, there's nothing like it. Find the wrong one, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. And depending on what's going on, it can be the same person.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, Lance, what gigs do you have coming up?
Well, I got the one on July 25th, Flood with Love. That's at the Burl Outdoor Show, and that's kind of a fundraiser. It's a long lineup, people throughout the day. Jeremy Marshall and I wrote a song called "Old Driveways," which sparked the entire. They're calling this a music festival, even though it's just at the Burl. But we wrote a song called "Old Driveways" about basically your house gets taken down by a tornado. That's all you got left is the driveway and the memories attached to it. And so Black Mountain Black Mountain Studios heard the song, and they picked it up and put it in a documentary that they were filming for Kentucky 811, and it made it into the documentary. And now they created this festival called Flood with Love, and it, the timing of it, with this whole disaster that just happened here in Madison County, is perfect as far as being able to raise money and bring awareness to the situation, and really help people out that have lost everything they've owned. And so looking forward to that show on the 25th. I got a show July 4th up. It's a backyard party that I got to open a show for Ward Davis one time, and there was a family there that heard my music, and they've been booking me ever since they heard me. So it's just a backyard party, they got a beautiful place with a pool and
Good times.
It's
nice.
We have one of those Friday night after the Vassar gig because it got rained out this past Saturday, and they're like, "Can you guys do next Friday?" I'm like, "Man, we got the Vassar, we got this other show," and then I'm like, "Well, we're only playing 40 minutes, and we're doing an original music set pretty much at the Vassar show."
That's cool.
And we go on at 6:30. So I was like, well, if the weather's nice and I can get over there and we can set up the night before or something, the big pieces of equipment or whatever, then, we might be able to make it on and get started around 8. and they're like, well, let us know, and or they're like, well, we'll get back to you or something, and I'm like, everybody's booked, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to find another band that can go on at 7 versus 8 or whatever. Which I don't even know if they were trying to do that. I think they were trying to get their fireworks lined out because they have a fireworks display. They're kind of across the river from the Bull
Okay.
on the other up the hill from Proud Mary, and so their fireworks. The same company are doing both fireworks displays for the Bull and
Oh,
for
wow.
them. And then the next day when we play Proud Mary. The same company does Proud Mary's fireworks. Like, it's extravagant, the fireworks displays. So, anyway, we're going to turn and burn off the stage at the Vine and head out to this private function and rock out there for a little while. They were nice enough to allow us to invite the people that came, bought tickets and stuff to come support us at the Vine to tag along with us to the private show, even though they don't know any of them. So if you're one of those people that end up going to the private show, keep your shit together.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
follow us on out.
That's a joke. They all will. So yeah, and then did I talk about Honor Flight?
Nope.
All
You
right.
said you were going to though.
Yeah. So I on Saturday at noon there were 6 bands playing at Proud Mary, and it's something that the Five Below band's been headlining or
Doing it for years.
doing it for like 8 or 9 years out there. So Honor Flight Kentucky, they raise money. All the staff, every part of Honor Flight are volunteers. So there are no paid positions in Honor Flight. There's no CEO that's making $100,000 a year. There's no nonsense. It's just people that are behind getting veterans on a plane, taking them to DC, allowing them to see the memorials, the monuments, that kind of stuff. They probably go to Arlington, do all the stuff. They feed them 3 meals that day. I think it starts at like 5 a.m. It's a full day. Come back.
They do a hero's welcome for
They
them
have
when
a
they get
hero's
back.
welcome for them, and they said it's really important. I put up a video of a little interview of one of the volunteers that I took down. It's not the best quality in the world, but I
Explains it pretty well.
explains it pretty well. But it cost $130,000 for each flight, for the all said and done. So it averages out, they said, to about $600 a person. And they so every band that's playing down, including us, Five Below, everybody, we're donating all the proceeds from the 4th of July to Honor Flight. There'll be buckets there. You can go to honorflightkentucky.com or org. I don't know. Somebody find that, put that in the link in the deal too, and donate to that cause. And
They got T-shirts for sale and all those.
they do. I
proceeds
did
out
share
there, too.
the thing for the T-shirts earlier. It's a nice T-shirt. It's $15. The proceeds from that, which is only going to be like $4, $3. You know how much you making off a $15 shirt that has multicolor graphics on it.
Right.
So maybe $5 if somebody printed them for free,
Yeah.
basically. So anyway, all that is in support of a great cause. The lady said that when the GIs and stuff came back from World War II, they were not received well over here. Not that it was their fault that they got drafted and conscripted to go across the ocean and go fight a war for everybody else. But when they came back, they were not received well. And kind of the same thing happened in Vietnam and pretty much every war ever. By the time wars are over, people are sick of wars. And we should remember that before we get into wars in the first place, probably. But who am I? Anyway, so that's what's up with the 4th of July gig. We're gonna do that until there's something that takes away our availability to do that. But I think it's for a good cause, and that's about all I got on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Busy weekend.
yeah. So the Vine. If the other thing about the Vine, and I didn't say it while she was here, has nothing to do with us, really. But for anybody to invest that kind of money into anything to get any artists, like 2 local artists are playing out there this weekend for a national touring act. And I mean, it's not Justin Bieber, but it's a pretty big deal for Richmond, Kentucky to have a venue
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And them on a consistent basis support artists locally and give them a place to play either at the Welcome Center or the little festivals. Even before they had the Vine, they always have had little one-off, not even little, like they had Diamond Rio was there last year, I think, and all kinds of people. So, like, that's a commitment to arts that you don't see a lot anymore, really. So, like, pretty much every music venue that used to be downtown in Richmond that had music on a regular basis has been closed down.
Turned into courthouses.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I saw there's actually a thread on, it was a thread because it was on Threads, but somebody was talking about how there weren't any music venues downtown anymore, and why that was, and talking about some developer didn't like live music, so he bought up all the property or what. Like, the reason why there's not live music everywhere is because it costs money to run a business, and it costs money to pay artists. It costs money for artists to get to the point where they can go out and play, and then when they go out and play, they can't do it for free. Like, it's just impossible. It's a failing business model with the fact that most pay scales for artists haven't increased at your local bar or whatever since the 90s, late 80s or something. So anybody you see out playing music locally at all,
Tip them.
yeah, tip them. Tip the sound guy, tip somebody, tip the bartenders, like the whole thing. Like, ain't nobody making a killing. The people that have the venue aren't making a killing either. Like, in most of these at the places around that we play at, it's not like they're going to Jamaica every weekend off of everybody. So
You know, one thing that helps out too is if you can get their permission to take their tip jar and walk around, hold it up in the air, and say, "Hey, I'm collecting tips for the band." It will fill up. Like, a lot of people don't want to take the effort to go up there and drop $1 or $2 in there.
Yeah.
If they're coming around, they kind of feel that pressure. And like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
So when we went down and watched that blues band, I talked about this last week, but it might be some other musicians watching this and can learn from it. So we went down. That band had been the house blues band, or the house band at Bourbon Street Boogie and Blues Bar in Nashville, so right off of Broadway somewhere, for 30 years. Shelby Mitchell or something. Anyway, 30 years he's had the same gig as a house band there. Into every set, they vamp on some blues. Sax player and the singer guitar player come off the stage. Sax player's playing blues with one hand, tip jar in the other one. The entire venue, they vamp. You give them a tip, they sit at your table for a second and cut a little lead, and then go to the next one. And at the end of every set, they do it the same way every single time. Then he goes over and sits at his merch table the entire break. He might stop at the bathroom for a second or something, but then he goes to his merch table and, like, has little cigar box, like 4-string guitars or something that he sells, like he plays it on stage. And he's like, yeah, this is like, I get them off Amazon or something. But anyway, he plays it and he sells it. He takes it over the table, and people go buy them and walk back to the table with a record. And I mean, my wife bought a record there, and I didn't even know we had a record player, but we do have a record player. And now I just have to interface it into something with speakers. But anyway, we have a record and a record player now. And so... But when we cut an album, I'm going to make records too, because I think it's kind of cool. So
It's one thing I haven't done yet. It's on my list to do though. Is actually produce. I got albums out, but I don't have any physical records. I've had some CDs in my first album, but that's it. But yeah, people are buying those for their collections.
yeah. So Sue, thanks for putting the link to Honor Flight KY in the comments, and Renee, thank you for putting the Rock Between the Bridges in there. Lance, do you have anything you want to talk about before we head out?
If you haven't checked my podcast out, it's more of a video series instead of just audio only. It's you can get it on YouTube. It's Falling Forward, FOR''D.
Hang on a second. Would somebody please put that in the comments? It's YouTube Falling Forward, FOR''D.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a Ford pickup truck, and it also stands for forward, like slang. But yeah, check that out. Make sure get over on Spotify, hit that follow button. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much difference that does make. Check my music out.
And then in the show promo earlier today is a link to Lance, so you can find him on Facebook and follow him there. Every follow helps because the more people see that he has a show, or any of us have a show somewhere or something, and you're looking for something to do every once in a while or whenever you want to go out, it's nice to have new people show up and get the opportunity to win them over. So I think we all appreciate that opportunity when we have new people come out. And believe me, everybody that's been on here wants to win over every new face that they see in a crowd. I don't think anybody's at the point that they're like not caring about. Some of them might be socially awkward, and you might not know that they care, but they care about winning you over and making sure you have a good time. So just remember when you go out and see artists and you don't feel like you're acknowledged in the room, they do notice you. It's just sometimes they don't know how to say thank you. So anyway, with that, if you have anything else, Adam?
No.
No. All right. Well,
Appreciate you coming
Thanks
out.
for having me
yeah,
out.
very much so.